Unjoin. Open time. Looks like some bombs and arrows to start off. Nothing fancy. Pretty similar strats so far. One member of each team is going. Yep. Yeah, if they're yep. Yeah, if they're up to the open runs, that means they've been winning. Fire Rod and Lumberjack Cave, looks like. And he's not even bothering with that bomb upgrade in Link's house. Yeah, these teams are basically identical right now. They both got the exact same runs going on. Just a heart in the Hyrule Castle well. Yep. Looks like DT, in the name of DT, is the only person with bombs right now. Which could be important. Actually, Ninnies might have bombs, I can't tell. No bombs, no. Now we're seeing some deviation here. That loss would go for the Hulahan room, getting some money.
Yeah, I got it going.
Oh, apparently people can't hear you. We've just been talking like dinguses for the past 5 minutes. Nobody heard us.
Freaking Windows. I'm back. Well, the only thing you really missed from me was a bunch of blathering about how we haven't seen the green team play, but they actually have played off of my stream a couple times. 3 times. Yeah, they heard you, not me.
Nice.
Windows messed with my mic. So this is a round 4 game, and both teams here have won a couple of times. Green team has won 3 times. That Losses team has won twice. They've both beaten some very powerful contenders. Like when people were calling favorites for the race, people who know the SRL community, those teams lost to these teams. Basically, they're doing really well. So it's not surprising that they're synced up so well. Also, Rick, how you got what you need to see this?
I think I do. How do I sound now?
Still kind of loud.
Yes. Clipping. Your mic volume is just too high.
Give me just a second.
If you have a gain switch, try turning that down. Oh, it's gone. Oops.
Gotta reconnect the old program. Going into Eastern with the shovel. Here we go.
Yep.
I guess you don't have to kill anything to do the Eastern.
True.
To get the chest, I mean, up until the skeleton. You can't get the last one. No, you can't even get that one, yeah. It's just a pain in the ass. They wanted you to have to kill things, but you can take damage and push the button. There's the flute in Eastern Palace. That's gonna help Red Team a lot.
Really good. Checking for the race item, it's apparently garbage. And he's going to clear out the rest of Eastern Palace, it looks like, which is not a bad move. Just in case.
You can clear it all, get all 3 items, you probably should, yeah. I mean, you really need to not take damage, though, because you're gonna have to tank a little bit of it. I think the minimum you're gonna lose, like... I guess you could do it in 1 heart if you do it just right.
Yeah, it's just bounce off the slime, then touch the thing itself, so that's 2 hits max, or minimum, I should say.
Gonna have to do a room in the dark, grab a key with the skeletons and crap.
Gonna be rough. The Metatron is heading up the Death Mountain, it looks like. I think the old man has got.
Yeah, I didn't see your sub, Lineback, but thanks. Sorry.
Denise has 2 out of the 3 non-essentials in Eastern Palace, so that's it. Eastern Palace is done. Doesn't have to do any of the nonsense.
Emma takes a death. I wonder where that puts her.
I don't remember she got into the cave, I think she did? Yeah. Fine.
Oh, they're up there. What did they die to? Bats? Did the bats get...
Rocks, probably.
Oh.
I think she was out in the overworld, so she ended up dying to either the dead rocks or the falling rocks.
Oh, these... Great.
Those rocks.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's the book. So right now, pretty even split. We did find the lamp, so that problem's gone. I hate it when you can't find this stupid lamp. We have flippers, power gloves. Bombos has been found by both teams. The flute is one of the exclusive items. Red team has that.
Yep.
It'll be just a matter of time before Red team finds the book. Who knows how long it'll be before Green team finds the flute with where it was.
Now they have to fight the worms with bombs. DT getting a double kill. There's a blue potion, some money. Nice. Fortunately, Lake Cave not especially great, but it's a heart piece at least.
Skullwoods being a pendant, everything else in the Dark World is a crystal. 5 and 6 turns out to be Misery Mire and Swamp.
They might need that blue potion. Bottle Kid might have something.
It's true.
We'll see.
Still no sword in sight.
Yep, everyone's still unarmed. That's the other thing. They did find a couple of nice things, but no one has a weapon of any kind. Of any kind at all. It's all bombs and bombos.
First time you'll ever be happy to see the fighter sword.
Titan's mitts found by Green Team. And Red Team.
Yep. So both glove upgrades already found, the lamps found, but where are those swords?
It's freaking sync, man. So in sync. There are quite a few tournament matches left. There's something like, I think, almost 20 left. In the upper bracket alone, there's like 8. But the lower bracket makes up the majority of the remaining ones, and it's probably like 15 down there. Something like that. I've actually got 8 scheduled for next week already, like, out of the 10 that I can set up. Gonna be a busy week. I would like to wrap it up.
Has their Moon Pearl now.
I would like this tournament to be done before the other one starts, if I can help it. The other one meaning the Link to the Past randomizer big tournament that big guys run, the regular one.
Yeah.
You still have
Nice
a lot of
cave
races left
there.
to watch, though. Ah, the shovel is worthless. The shovel should be a weapon. You should be able to shovel dirt at the enemy. How about it?
I'd like if they made it so the shovel was actually required to play the digging game. How many times have you seen something important show up in the digging game?
That'd be a double-edged sword for me, because then you wouldn't have to do the digging game a lot of the time.
Well, right now, Green Team is in a pretty good spot because they have the option to explore the Dark World. They know where the Moon Pearl is. DT just has to pick up that Moon Pearl.
Where was the Moon Pearl?
I want to say it was in Sahasrara's cave.
Sick Kid only has money this time.
Sahasrara's. But Red Team went to Eastern.
Yeah, they have a flute. That's their advantage right now. That loss are going to spend some money.
Red Cane.
Not bad.
Very expensive cane, but it is required.
Could be helpful.
Red Team has some nice, obscure items. There's the boots, too. They have a really good lead right now.
Oh, that explains why Nese is heading right up here right now, despite not having enough money for Zora.
I really should have gotten some cash, though.
Yeah, I should have routed it so that they take care of both, considering both items are... Well, we don't know if the boots are required, but we know the cane is.
Yeah, cane is going to be necessary, so you definitely want money to come up here.
Well, DT's about to get paid, too, so... Green Team catching right back up.
Yeah, they can pick up rocks and throw them at enemies. It's still kind of awkward. Not every area is going to have something to throw.
They can throw bushes, too, for half the damage. They can't really do escape at all. Like, they can get into the back. They can't do the Zelda escape part. Because, I mean, they could use bombos, I guess. They could throw bombs. They have to kill, like, 3 guards. And bombs, you would have to hit 9 of them, almost, I think, to actually pull it off.
And then he's going to check King's Tomb, see what's in there. DT checking Bonk Cave, very important. People always forget that. Well,
And just a bottle.
Where are the swords? You can't blame me for this seed. We used SRL to make it, man. There's the Moon Pearl. Everyone has it now.
oh, apparently Ninny's picked up the Titan Glove. I wasn't looking. But they could go to Dark World as well if they wanted. Start checking out Dark Village.
Well, that was a lackluster room in Escape. Hey, we got some clothing in the chess game.
Yep. Dark World Village already paying off. Look, she's gonna jump into... No, not blinds yet.
Yeah, standard route is that they will open up the gate now, and then when they get done with the bomb hut, they'll go right straight in.
More bottles.
It's true. They might have to use Red Cane to attack if things keep going this way. Best weapon they've got.
Now you get to watch someone try and fight rats with bombs. Look it off.
Well, every time SRL has been used to make a seed in this tournament turn out to be a bad one, then buckle up. This will be a wild ride.
Escape chest is just a 20. Escape is completely worthless. And I'm gonna do some digging.
While we're on a quest, for weaponry and this +5 arrows, I just like to point out that OBS has finally added locked sources. My day is made.
Hallelujah!
It's so much better. I have so many loose sources in this scene alone. I was always clicking on the wrong one.
Just another thing you're gonna have to put in that OBS tutorial video of yours, Smite.
Yeah. Another thing I'm gonna say, yeah, see, I told you OBS Studio was good. It's just, look, you can lock your sources. That's always been here. No, what do you mean? It's been here from build 1. Why wouldn't it be? Not too much you can do on the mountain, but Ninny's just checking it out as well. Really, that's it. You can only see an item and get one. And it's a heart piece.
Heart piece on the rock, 3 bombs in the rock. Nothing good.
No mirror, no swords. Where are the swords at? Let's see what Hype has. Maybe some swords in here.
Heart container first. Red mail now. The single arrow. Piece of heart. And, well, there's the mushroom.
What
Hello,
does
Fetch
Meyer
Quest.
got? Nothing.
Nothing exciting. Where are the swords at? Bounty for swords.
The players can do the desert and clear it. I wonder if they'll try.
Interesting decision from that lawsuit
A
heading
sword.
into Thievestown.
On the
where did
desert
we find a
ledge.
sword?
Desert
Oh,
ledge.
well, that's an interesting spot for it. And it is accessible because of the fact they got the book.
Yep.
Desert. As I was saying, boy howdy, I can call him. Desert is the right call.
Lost is doing a quick sweep of Blind's place. If there's anything good in there. Nothing so far.
Hey, Ninny's found the mirror. Turned out to be Nagina's.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is really good to see.
Slow start, about to pick up speed. Ninnies can use that mirror to check the last chest in Mire and get into the desert without messing with the book.
Yep.
And more importantly, mirror out to get that sword.
Fighter sword.
And we're going to see what Checkerboard Cave has, as Smite had just mentioned. I think DT's trying to bomb the guard here. Ooh, you're going to have to use 2 bombs to kill him.
This is just really nice
Desert.
place to be.
3 out of 3 items so far. Can we get 2 more? Can we get the hook shot and fire rod?
Last bottle was found. It's in the witch trade for the mushroom, but Metatron deciding not to pick it up. He's like, I got enough bees already.
Did either of you notice what medallion was required to get into Mire?
No, I didn't see.
I missed it as well, and just feeling out the seed so far, it isn't going to be Bombos.
This one was generated by SRL, so we can't have a spoiler log for it.
DT using that red cane to clear the escape battle scene.
Very good decision to use it. Might as well.
They got enough magic for it.
I would have used the pots, I think.
Yeah. There's some more boots.
It only took 2/3 of his magic to find a piece of heart.
We're about to see Blind get taken down with the red cane too, because it works pretty well.
Throw some cubes at him.
Only problem is that only has 4.5 hearts. That could be a problem.
It's also a little low on the magic. He can't afford to miss, and you can miss with the red cane here. He really has to be careful.
He's got blue medicine. I think he'll be fine.
He's got 2/3 of it taken.
You don't need to drink that potion.
Yeah.
Has no choice.
Unless you really, really want to try and use that single block, but yeah, you gotta drink up.
You don't want to take a death here when you can avoid it, that's for sure. Blind is dead, red caned.
First crystal. Oh, that's a hookshot, nice.
That'll help.
Very worth doing.
Red team is pulling ahead again. They keep on finding the good stuff. DT has seen the sword though, he's in mire. Well, I don't know if he saw it, but he's gonna get it. No, he's not, he's spelling. Oh no.
He doesn't have the mirror yet.
Oh, that's right.
True.
Where the heck was the mirror?
Green doesn't know what the mirror is yet.
Ah, he should have got it. Oh no.
Gotta go to the desert.
Yeah, he's gonna go right back to the desert once he gets out of here. Flew on over. Will he go to Agena? That's the only question.
Going back to the Dark World.
Never mind.
Just gonna bring back the blacksmith, see what the bread makers have got.
Red team having the mirror and hookshot and stuff. Starting to pull ahead with that. A little bit of a lead. They're gonna start exploring better. They can get up to the mountains and check all that hookshot stuff. They can get to
They got light and dark Death Mountain both available to them.
They can do swamp. At least the start of it. They're gonna get locked out by the hammer.
Swamp is the kind of place where you don't want to go to unless you have to, considering the fact that it's a pendant dungeon. Emma did find the sword, so eventually, in about 20 seconds, DT will be known where both the sword and the mirror are.
They're about to get the mirror. They're not too far behind. Consistently, the racers on the left are doing the same things as the one on the right. They're just doing other stuff first. Pretty well synced up, all told.
Yeah, they're still pretty close. Red is just a little bit ahead right now, I would say. Hey, why'd you stop the stairs music?
Never mind, it would be Swamp is one of the crystals, so yep, you're never mind.
We're finished with the stairs. I hear that music enough when I play that stupid game. I actually put music on the playlist that I hate just so I can get mad at it.
I like the fact that DT had just completely stopped his path to bring the blacksmith over to Agena's cave.
Hammer on the chest, oh my god. Red team scores again.
Really good stuff.
Now they can do Swamp and Palace of Darkness. Where's the bow?
Yeah, so looking to get the bow. We know the fire rod. That's in Woodcutter Cave, so the Aghanim's going to have to be done at some point.
I would have gotten that out of the way by now, I think. I would have gone and done it as soon as I got the sword.
Well, they can't do Aghanim. They don't have a Master Sword or Magic Cave.
Oh, that's right. Freaking scumbag bat. Why is that still there? Oh well. It's fine. Hype Cave, red tunic for ninnies. Red team both rocking that already. DT hasn't picked up any armor at all.
And it's just a 20 rupee on the pyramid. We saw that come into play a few nights ago, didn't we?
The pyramid had a good item last time. And nobody checked it.
For about 90 minutes. So that loss is now heading over to Agena, grabbing the mirror, then we'll grab the sword, and then everyone will have swords.
Unfortunately, DT did not finish the blacksmith stuff. He coulda. He could have turned it all in and gone to the desert, gotten his sword. I was hoping that would have been his play after finding out that's where the sword was, but he went up to the mountain instead to get his book.
Yep. Get the sword, miss the hammer, miss the,
It would have been a huge play for him if he turned in that chest and headed left to the desert. If he did it that way, he would have got the sword, he would have got the mirror, he would have got the hammer, the thing they don't know about.
Why is nobody taking the bee jar? Take your bees. Well, then he's gonna go do the catfish.
Everyone has a weapon now, finally. Except Dat lost it, but he's got the red cane and he knows how to use it. No, he's got a sword too, he just didn't mark it.
If you remember, Ninnies didn't grab the cane of Samaria the first time around, just went to get the boots. Now with 500 rupees, can now double up on both the catfish as well as Zora.
Yep.
Now, if I'm Team Red, if I'm Team Red, you should send that loss up to East Death Mountain. That's an advantage that they have right now over the green team.
Yeah, hopefully they'll be doing that soon because they have the ability to do all of Death Mountain now. They can even go check and see what the Third Rock Medallion is going to be.
We're still missing a couple of things here. But it's winding down despite the start.
Emma's going up against the Lamolas here.
Oh, this looks like a pain. I hate the vanilla fight so much.
Mm-hmm.
Does the red cane do good damage compared to the sword?
I have no idea what the difference in values are, but apparently it's enough that she's trying to use it this way. Normal strats on this for Emma, who does low percent speed runs of this, would be to try to use the bow, but obviously you don't have the bow in this situation.
Yep. Nobody knows where the bow is yet. Gonna find that.
I'm not under the impression that the red cane does more than the fighter sword. I think they're equally useless. But I'm not sure. Maybe it hits her harder.
Yeah, I don't think it's really all that much difference in damage here.
DT has chosen to do blinds. It's going to get them the hook shot if he pulls it off, right?
Yep, that's a good choice.
That'd be the item.
Metatron got her pendant. The red one.
Where are they going now? Maybe they're doing Meyer. I still don't know what unlocks Meyer.
Well, she doesn't even have the bombos yet, so she can't get in at all.
I think she's going to get the half magic while she's in this area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if she's going to be using the cane a lot, then definitely want less magic usage on that. And he's making good use of that hammer, that powerful hammer.
Slightly more effective than the red cane. Yeah, that's right. I saw that the Red Cane did 1 damage when he was using it on that stupid Executioner. The ball and chain guy. It definitely took a lot of hits, like 8. So I think it is equal to the Fighter Sword. Not a prime choice for weaponry.
Yeah, Lawson now finally heading on over to Death Mountain to check out the right-hand side. Is Red Team's the only team right now until DT gets the hookshot in just a few moments that can check this right-hand section of Death Mountain. And as Andy has pointed out, they can check all of Death Mountain, light and dark.
A lot of goodies.
That's their edge right now, that and the hammer. The hammer will let them clear a lot. Without too much hassle.
So one of the things that happens because you have the book but not the Master Sword is that you can check the the tablets to see what items are going to be in it, like you would with the Master Sword pedestal. So Emily did that while going into Hera to find out that it is 3 bombs at the ether. No worries.
Yep, that was a feature they added in fairly recently. Before it just didn't work. You couldn't see what was on the tablets. There we go, Datlos. It's going for Dark Death Mountain.
And DT about to get the hook shot. And if I'm green, the green team, DT's next stop, Eastern Death Mountain. But at least the seed isn't like the seed these guys were in last time around against me and Dark Cuckoo, where the mirror turned out to be in the big chest and pendant Skull Woods.
Yeah, it was great.
And what had the big key? Mothula. There's the Master Sword. So second sword upgrade is in Eastern Death Mountain.
Yep. That'll be good, because they can do Aghanim now and get that Fire Rod.
They got a couple choices with that. But I think that's the right move. You want to get Skull Woods done too.
It's a shame that Turtle Rock wasn't a pendant to just like Skull Woods is. That way the Fire Rod would not be required this seed.
Well, if Ice Palace is a crystal, you still need the Fire Rod, though. Unless you have a lot of magic.
Well, with half magic and 3 bottles so far, you probably would have enough to bombos it all throughout.
Oh no! DT missed his bomb. Oh, jeez.
And that was his last bomb.
Gonna have to go to the store.
Go digging. He's digging.
I would just buy them. They're 100 for 30 or whatever. I'd just go up there and get them.
The prize bugs actually have bombs on this seed, so if you can find a prize bug nearby, that also works.
Probably a whole lot faster than going doing the digging stuff.
He's leaving.
Not that Hype Cave really had anything super great. It had the mail, but nothing required for progression here.
Quake required for Turtle Rock.
He knows what's in there too, so he's just not getting more mail. He just can't get armor in this seed. I've seen digging pay off.
Oh, the bow at Sarashla.
Pretty
really?
big.
Green pendant.
For the green pendant trade-in.
Oh my god.
And
Green
there's the
team
Quake.
all of a sudden in the lead, actually. That's pretty gross.
Quake has been found in Hookshot Cave.
Where was the green pendant? Which one was that?
Tower of Hera.
Tower of Hera, yes.
Red team might do that soon. I guess we'll see.
He's just having a lot of problems in that one room. Might have to just plan a different attack.
Digging is
Here's the big
super
question.
unreliable. Ninnies,
Is,
I hope you don't get taken out here. Careful.
is Dat Lossett gonna go for Tower of Hera because he's right there? Even though it is a pendant dungeon.
I
It is
figure
gonna
that
be
he will
required here.
get the items out of it at least. It's 2-on-2. You want to clear dungeons.
Especially
have
for the
out.
green one too.
You don't have a ton of options yet. Like they can do swamp with what they have, right? And that's almost it.
Yep, there's Dat Loss, and now the question is, will Dat Loss finish this dungeon to get the green pendant? In a 2v2, yes, the answer is yes, you want to do it, and that's why Emma has the bow right now, and that's why DT's in here now.
The bow's gonna open up a whole world. Once they find the hammer, they'll be able to get those 2 dungeons on the right done. Green team really needs to find that hammer, though. Hopefully, Emma will head that way after this, because they really need to do those. There's a lot open to the players right now, but they're really cruising. They've seen a lot.
The only real question at this point, and we don't know what opens up Misery Mire, but where is the Ice Rod?
Yep, Ice Rod is still unknown.
Last chest in Total Rock.
Ooh, DT getting knocked down from Old Worm.
That loss, it is going to clear Tower of Hera. Might be a while before he turns in the green pendant, but he will get it.
Yep.
Mr. Xenophobe, man, thanks for the sub. Sorry I don't have alerts on. But I still appreciate it.
Those charge strats from Old Worm. Run him through. Oh no, don't fall off. There you go. Well, that's 3 green pendants now.
That's just one more item off the list here for red team. Look at that pendant sink.
And he's now heading for the sword upgrades as well. Dat lost it. Are you going to check Spike Cave? That's what looks like that's the game plan.
That's a first for this. It's going to be rough. I don't know that he can make it, actually, even with this. Does he have a heal potion?
He's got a red medicine, yeah.
Even with
So I
that,
think-
it's going to be close.
It's gotta be really tight though.
But he
You
should
gotta
be
use it.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be really close, but he's got it. That hook shot at the end really saved it. Really well aimed.
Yep. All for a piece of heart.
If he didn't hit that last block with that hook shot straight down the middle, he might not have made that.
So Dat lost it. Where are you going to head to next? If you head to Sarashla, you've done it right.
Master Sword for DT.
But the answer is no.
Hmm.
Doing ice.
Ice Palace.
With bombos.
With the Bombos. Interesting decision, but
If Ice
Hopefully
Rod's
that-
in here, this could pay off big time. But it's a weird
Absolutely.
choice.
I mean, it's either you spend a lot of time waiting for bombos to go off in here, or you have to spend a lot of time killing Aghanim to get the fire rod.
You have to do that anyway, so why not go get it?
Yeah.
personally, I'm just surprised that Dat lost didn't turn in the pendant. Just so while Ninnies is up here on the mountain, you could tell him, you've got to go into Hera. You got to finish that dungeon.
Now, look at the teamwork going on here. Ninny's skipping all the non-essential chests here in Hookshot Cave. They know. Not even bothering with the other chests. Really good teamwork.
You feel
But
the
the thing that
pressure as all these chests get opened. If the ice rod shows up in one of them in Ice Palace, I'm thinking the green team might be in a lot of trouble. They've already got a lead to make up here.
No, it is impossible that Fire Rod is an Ice Palace, because we already know it's in the Woodcutter Cave.
Yep, this is an Aghanim required seed.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
That's why it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me why you came to here, because you have to go kill Aghanim. If you're going to do this dungeon where Fire Rod would help, you might as well do it after. But he might just want the information quickly, just for his buddy. That might be the plan here.
That's an interesting strat for killing off those Skull Knights there.
An alternate double Stalfos kill. Bless my heart.
Yeah, Stalfos, yeah. Ninnies is staying away from his teammate, though, and is going to be heading on over to Swamp, so we'll see some new territory now.
Swamp is a good call. I think that's a good dungeon to go to with these items.
Unfortunately, he's going to have to do the whole pause screen shuffle with Argus. Because Fighter Sword does not deal any damage.
We saw last time that this happened, if you spin twice, well, if you spin just right, you can spin on the eyeball twice and then smack it once. That works
Ninnies
really well.
Ninnies hasn't updated his tracker. He does have Master Sword. You can see it by the sword beams.
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
But I have seen the Fighter Sword do as well as the Master Sword. It's way better than menuing. You just have to be really good with it. I've never had to do it myself. Never seen Argus Fighter Sword until it happened in one of my races.
I've had it once. It's not fun.
Imatron doing Dark Cave for the Quake. DT thinking about where to go, it looks like. They're looking for the hammer, and they know it. They know they need that to get some stuff done.
Yeah, the hammer's going to be a pretty big linchpin for them right now. They've got a little bit of an advantage with the bow, but unless they start getting some of the other items that red team already has, it's not going to last too long.
DT may have been thinking about this. He may have just realized he didn't trade in the chest.
He didn't have the stuff when he went there. Like, he needed to get the mirror first. Looks
Silver's in Ice Palace.
Ugh.
Ooh.
Well, I don't think that's going to make a big difference for these players. Not enough that I'm going to call a game for red, just because they found those, but they're nice to have. I think all four of these players can beat Ganon with the Master Sword.
DT is not going for the chest, it looks like.
He's heading north of Graveyard.
Might be checking
I think he's
Catfish.
also... Yeah, he's probably going to be checking Catfish, too, since Emma hasn't yet.
Not a bad call, it's unfortunately just not the right one right now, unless Ice Rod is in here. I don't remember if Ninnies or Datloss had checked the Cliff Cave yet.
I would be
don't think they
trying to
have.
put off the chest until I could do the either the powder or the peg cave. So I understand where he's coming from.
So
Imatron.
it was Quake for both dungeons.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
So yeah, we're just waiting on Ice Rod at this point, and Bow is known, they just have to trade it in.
Well, they don't know that. Is there a word for known but not known?
No.
Nebulous bow?
Known but not.
It exists in two states for the red team right now. There's the fire rod. What?
Or maybe
Well,
it might have been the Ice Rod in the other cave, it's hard to tell with the size
Well, that's
screen.
no good. Oh, in that case, go mode actually might be on for Datloss here. That explains a lot. If Ice Rod was the one up there, then yeah, then he would come here because he doesn't need the Ice Rod for this dungeon.
so yes, that is the Fire Rod. The interesting location for it, too.
Yeah, that was my bad. I just saw. It's really hard to tell on the side stream in case you've never used it before.
Yeah,
But Aghanim is required still because the Turtle Rock is a crystal dungeon.
Yep.
One day I'll be able to get you that 720p side stream. Well, that's gonna help a lot. Like, red team is nearly in go mode. They just don't know it yet. They're a green pendant away from go mode here.
Yeah, Dat Lawson needs to trade in that green pendant, and then there will be on go mode, and he'll have a bigger advantage in the fact that he's got silvers.
Please, Lawson, use your fire, please. You're killing me, Lawson. You've got a
Don't
wall.
die in cold stare.
It's
Do not
good
die
at
in
it.
cold stare. Why are you?
Oh no!
Use your fire rod. Oh, that's rough.
That is
That
a
is
huge death to stomach.
I don't know why
That
he
is
did
a
that.
huge time loss.
He doesn't care. He's leaving. It's a pendant anyway. He actually didn't lose much by doing that. But it's weird that he decided to die instead of not.
Is Ice Palace a pendant? I thought it was a crystal dungeon.
It is a crystal.
Oh,
the
is
only
it?
only pendant dungeon in the Dark World was Skull.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure Skull's the only pendant here. I'm going to buy some more medicine this time. Wonder why.
That's a bad death to take then, for sure. And that means that it's just a matter of time before green team goes gets the fire rod. So not a huge deal. I was thinking it was a pendant, which is why I thought that was a really bad thing to see for green team. But they will eventually go to ice. They'll probably go to ice next. Also, DT has found the hammer and is heading into swamp. So it's pretty close right now. It's really close.
Yeah, like they're gonna have to do Ice Palace with Bombos, unfortunately, for a little bit. That might turn them off from doing it right away.
Yeah, they're not going to want to go into it until they have nothing left to choose from, but they're not going to have too much to choose from soon.
Knowing how both DT and Emma are, I would be surprised if they don't go another 10 minutes without checking Ice Palace. Like, DT, once he's done with Swamp, will probably head for Ice.
But they both have the bow, and that's going to take a little time for red team to find too. Lawson heading to Skull Woods to check it out, probably looking for the bow that he has and doesn't know it. See, he's in this state, I tell you. He's got the bow, but he doesn't.
Yep, red is kind of just hinging on when they turn in that pendant. And Ninny's is going to have to do the Tower of Hera as well because he doesn't have the pendant yet either, so it's another dungeon.
Yeah, that's why Dat Lawson not turning in the pendant while Ninny's was on the mountain is huge, because if Dat Lawson turned in the pendant, then Ninny's could go right into Hera, and these guys would be pulling into the driver's seat at this point. They would be on go mode.
That's a big walk. It's cold stare death is a loss of time, something like 4 minutes. When you go mode it's more like 2. The walk up to Hera is also a pretty long walk. So 3-4 minutes lost total time right there. Pretty big amount of time to be losing.
Green definitely has a shot to come back here.
It all depends on what time they head. The green team heads into Ice Palace, and they have to get the big key in order to do that, and that's on the right-hand side.
Well, you got one player clearing Mire, first one to do it, can do the whole thing. Assuming they can beat the boss in a pretty nasty fight coming up, by the way, for that boss. Said it's a low percent speedrunner. I'm glad to hear that, because that's not going to be an easy fight, especially injured as she is. And then there's, with the swamp clear, they really don't have too much left to do. They've done most of the overworld. Nothing from Argus. Ninny's takes him out.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time until the green team does pick up the trip to Ice Palace and get the fire rod.
Dat Lost is gonna go find out if the altar has anything before he goes finish Skullwoods.
Wouldn't that be something if it had a sword upgrade?
It's probably part of why that he wanted to come up here and do Skullwoods in the first place. Let's check that. Bombo's tablet by Ninnies. They're just searching high and low for that bow because that's all they need.
The bow was in their hearts all along.
The bow's in their grasp, they just don't know it.
Emma's gonna get some more health, it looks like, or try to get some more health before the boss fight.
And unfortunately, it doesn't look like these little gel things that are falling from the ceiling are part of the health drop group this seed.
I think she got one heart drop earlier.
Oh, I hate this. At least they have the red tunic, so they're not completely screwed here for damage taken. But the boss still hits hard, especially with the lightning, and the lightning is kind of hard to deal with. Sometimes it just goes all over the place.
And green never picked up silver, so that's going to be also a little rougher.
Yeah.
No magic cape, no cane.
21 arrows
normally
is not enough to kill this boss.
Yeah, you need 8 of them alone for the eye itself, and
I think it's 3 each for the little ones.
And that's assuming you hit every single one.
This is exactly what I figured they'd be going for, and that's why they took that damage, just so they could tank some. I wouldn't have risked that much, but they know what they're doing, I figure. They've really knocked the health out of these eyeballs, and now they can kill them with 1 shot each by doing that kamikaze strat there. That all-in damage strat.
Low percentage speed running pays off.
Yeah, there's some big plays going on his screen right now. It's very impressive the way this was handled, because this boss is scary when you don't have the stuff.
yeah, those lightning bolts, if Emma gets hit with those, would be sending her right back to start. Now 8 arrows to the eye, and down goes Vitreous.
Good fight.
We haven't seen anyone struggle with Vitreous because they do mire dead last all the time. They never come in here without the stuff. That boss is just, you do him last. He's just annoying. It's very common for you to have a 3rd level sword and a cape or a silver bow when you get in there, and you don't have any trouble at all.
Speaking of not having a bow, welcome to Nitty's world. Inside Misery Mire now.
Yeah. They have red armor too, and that's really it. They just have to deal with that. And I would hate that fight.
The big thing is, I think the longer they go without turning in the pendant, the longer they'll forget about it. Like, the more likely it is, they'll just think, oh, well, I already did that, or they'll just not even think about it.
They have a little lead here that is closing rapidly. The longer they wait, the less time they have to win.
I think Dat Lawson is waiting until he gets the bow so he can head on over and give it the pendant to Sarashula while heading on over to Palace of Darkness, and it's not going to happen.
Like, it's not a bad strategy in theory, but right now it's not going to work.
You only need 1 item, so you don't need to double up. You need to just check it.
Because they're very quickly running out of places to check.
Oh, no,
here we go.
They're going for it.
Yep.
Yeah, this is going to do it. I'm definitely heading over to Sarashula now.
And here comes the big news that Red Team knows they're going to be on go mode. They still have to do Aghanim to get the Ice Rod, but there's the bow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Red is officially in go mode at this point.
And speaking of Aghanim now, here goes that Lancet to head over to Aghanim since, well, we got to do it.
Might as well kill that wizard
during the cleanup.
Go mode almost here, but is it in time to save red? I don't think they have as much of an edge as it looks like they have. We're just waiting on green team to go into ice, because as soon as that happens, they'll be in go mode too.
Yeah, I think with Dat Lancet and waiting for the bow to go check Sarashla, probably it's the same thing here with DT and Emma and the Fire Rod versus Ice Palace. 2 weird gambles to make of this seed.
It's better that the Fire Rod was not the one on the ledge, because if they know where the Ice Rod is, that eliminates a lot of confusion. And also, if it were the Fire Rod, we'd see players going straight for it. Aghanim would have been done already, and the Fire Rod would have been saying, you know what, maybe it's in Turtle Rock. You should maybe go up there and do that. And they won't be doing that this time. They'll do Ice first. They'll do Palace of Darkness first.
Emma's going to do the Palace of Darkness Eastern Palace combo.
Was something in Mire that DT wants? I don't know why he came here.
The crystal, so I guess they might just be doing it for the sake of having the crystal.
It seems
Yeah,
like
but
he
if-
should do Ice instead.
Yeah, if you're still an item away from go mode, this seems like an interesting play to go into a dungeon that your partner's already been into. And then he's doing the same strat that Emma did.
Yep. Gotta get that health if you want to do the kamikaze stuff. There's a heart.
Yeah, a heart and a half is not going to do it.
He's after something here because he has the big key and he's not using it. What item does he want? I don't remember.
Unless it's like a heart piece or something. There's no sword upgrades. There's no mail upgrades.
Ether.
Ether's there, I guess, but like...
They might not know what opens up Turtle Rock.
That's true. They may not have checked that yet.
They did, though. One of those two did check and saw that it was Quake required.
I don't know.
Unless somebody misinterpreted it and thought it was Ether, not Quake, which is a possibility, too. All right, we're off to see the wizard. How many blue balls are we going to get today?
And then he's doing Vitreous with half a heart. That's fun.
Then he's just playing one-hit KO mode. That's all.
This is going to take forever. If they pull it off, it's almost not worth it. It's going to take forever. I'd start chucking bombs, I think. This is just so slow.
The big issue is that the longer the fight goes on, the more risk there is, because if they die, that's even more time wasted than just dying at the start.
Yeah. I think I wouldn't have come in here when there was nothing to offer until I could shoot the guy. Oh, man. Down it goes.
That's rough. Gonna put red back a little bit.
They've died to 2 bosses and skipped a dungeon they had to do, and they know it. That's all their time lost. Like, they should have been way ahead, and those mistakes are costing them. Like, they definitely had this race pretty sealed up until those happened. Considering they're still in the lead, despite those things.
Those mistakes are not ones you want to make against known runners like DT and Emma.
They have a very small lead right now just because Green's not going to ice. DT also having to fight this boss with no health. No, he's got the blue potion and he ain't having that. He ain't doing that nonsense. And then he's heading right back in for more punishment. Wants some more Vitreous battle.
You might as well. You've made all the pain and trouble to get through here, so you might as well try to finish the job while you're out here.
At least they can get there with full health this time. DT also on the last hit here. Very careful elimination of these eyeballs required now.
Well, that loss, it's going to go grab the ice rod, and then he's officially in go mode.
2 to 1 on deaths right now.
From full health even. Damn.
Yep, the ice rod is in the tree. There are problems.
That is rough.
DT had enough of that. He's going to go get his... I don't know why he didn't turn in his bow. He probably should have.
Thinking about what else to do. He still doesn't have the half magic, so going to Ice Palace probably isn't going to happen for him.
If he had the bow, DT would have had that easy. 41 arrows, he could have just used the bow the whole time, but he just didn't turn it in yet, and it caused him some regret. It just didn't work out.
Alright, well, he's going to go grab that bow now.
It's a good item. I like it. It shoots things. It's ranged. It's solid. Go get that bow. There it is.
It slices and dices.
Well, it doesn't, but it shoots things pretty well.
Your bow slices and dices, you might actually have a sword.
Can you put a sword on a bow somehow? Some kind of pulley system on the shot?
Probably.
I'm sure if you tried really hard in Link's Awakening, you probably could.
Then he's died again.
Vitreous is just cleaning up.
3 to 1 Vitreous. It's unstoppable. Then he's going back in, not having enough yet.
Salty run back. So mad I can't even do the charge jump right.
It's painful because they really can, like they have the option to just go get the stuff they're missing, and the stuff they're missing is great. It would work really well. DT does not want to go to Ice Palace before he has to. He really wants that Fire Rod first.
That's pretty unfortunate.
Don't Skull
Little do
Woods
you
without
know,
it.
you have to do 2 floors of this great ice palace with the bombos.
I've seen, I mean, they know that the Bombos can clear Ice Palace. They probably don't expect to find the Fire Rod in there, which is the only thing they're missing.
DT probably hoping the seed was just like the last one against me and Dark Kuko, where something required was in that big chest, and not today.
Emetron clearing all of Dark Palace, pretty much. That's taking a long time. That's an unfortunate time loss, too.
Like, it's not a bad idea for them, because they don't know where Fire Rod is yet, but...
Yeah. That's
It's
just
unfortunately
one of
not
the
the
things
right
that's
move here.
keeping Red here ahead of the game, is that they don't have to do that. They know it's done. They might want to find a red sword, but they don't really care. They're okay.
At this rate, the swords probably will be in Turtle Rock and Ganon's tower.
Even though red team still has the silvers, they'll be fine with Master on Ganon.
Believe me, if you had still only had the Master Sword going into Ice Palace, you'd want to get that.
Look at Nenny's trying to get that heart. That rules.
Oh no!
That's... Oh, you're not gonna make it!
Oh.
Oh,
It's gonna
no!
disappear. It's gonna disappear. It's gone.
Oh, jeez. This Vitreous
Yeah,
crap,
anyways.
man.
I want
DT doing
Vitreous
the
on my
pegs. I think this is DT's last move before going to Ice. Like, he's completely out at this point, right? Is there anything left to do? He's got to be heading to Ice now. Unless he thinks
I
that
think
Turtle
nothing
Rock
that-
has it in the first chest.
Nothing that Metatron hasn't already done at this point, yeah. If they want to cover new ground here, they have to go to Ice Palace.
I can't think of anything that's left. They're doing blinds, but I thought they did blinds. It's done in here. He finished
They
this.
probably are checking the big chest.
Oh, no.
Oh,
That's
true.
true.
They didn't have the hammer at the time.
It's not a horrible call. They're right there.
Uh-oh.
Man, Nennies,
Minis
no.
versus eyeballs. What's the score now?
4-1.
4 and-
Vitreous
4
has
and
died
1.
one time. He killed DT once and Nennies 3 times. Vitreous refuses to die. Nennies is leaving. Nennies has had enough.
And that is a TKO.
There it is. He's done. Throwing the towel.
Where's my punch-out, knockout music here? Hold on. Ice Palace for
There we
Ninnies.
go.
The winner and still champion, Vitreous.
Now, Cold Stare's 1-0. He's undefeated. But, hopefully they'll have better luck in here.
DT is going for Palace of Darkness, which... Or no, sorry, not Palace of Darkness.
Yeah, he's after the big chest
He's
here.
down. It's a heart. Congratulations.
I love it when my arcade pit thing does that and succeeds. That's the best.
And now DT heading into, well,
Back to Meyer.
back to Misery Mire.
Why,
Give
though?
Vitreous some more wins.
They're doing desert.
Oh no, he's going to get the half magic.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Oh, gotcha. So they might be going for Ice Palace now, yeah. Because doing Ice Palace with Bombos without the half magic is kind of rough.
That's certainly a nice thing to have. I think it's worth the stop. It's a quick hop. Well, he's going back to Meyer, though. He really wants to kill Meyer. He's got that bow now, and should be an easier fight for sure. With 41 arrows, I wouldn't be scared of Vitreous.
Give Vitreous a 5th kill here, come on. No, Green still is not going to be doing Ice Palace yet. Maybe Metatron after she beats the boss here.
It's the only place where she could go, actually. That isn't a place that DT has already searched.
Metatron seems to be leading the team right now in terms of where they're going next and where stuff is. Like, they just full cleared that, too, and... Where are we going? Ice Palace? I want to see number 8. 4. Where's that gonna take you to?
She's going to Aghanim.
Oh, I mean, that's not a bad call.
Oh, no, no,
It's
no.
like
She's going to Big Bomb. She might be going Big Bomb.
Might be checking bombos.
Oh, does she have 5 and 6?
Actually, no, she doesn't, so... Where is she heading?
I think they're doing bombos.
That's another place to check.
Nope, doing swamp. I think they're making a mistake.
Yeah. Have either of Green Team done Swamp yet?
I think DT was in Swamp.
Yeah, he did. She can go mode this, but that's okay. I feel like they really need to find that last item, but as long as they're getting crystals done quickly, it doesn't matter too much.
I just think right now it'd be more valuable having someone exploring elsewhere.
Nitty's about to pick up the silver arrows.
The thing about their situation is that they couldn't do these dungeons any faster if they had the fire rod, so it's not bad to do them, so might as well get them done. I'm sure they wouldn't mind finding the fire rod, but they're gonna get these caught up.
And here we go. Arrow strats now against Vitreous, although Vitreous did get a hit against DT, so down to 3.5 hearts.
So watch that lightning, please.
Vitreous trying to continue his winning streak.
He doesn't want to waste all his arrows. He's trying not to, but...
Down to 1.5 hearts.
Please.
Don't let that up, I'll touch you.
Oh, jeez.
Don't let him touch you.
Nice dodge.
Could be
Trying
good
to
after
get
you get
around.
this last eyeball.
8 shots to go. This boss is
There you
done
go.
for. What is he, 5 and 2 now? Vitreous, there's the
5.
fire rod for Ninnies.
And that now makes both members of the red team in go mode.
Red team still has a slight lead until green team decides to get that that item, but honestly, they're ahead in crystals because of the way they're playing, so when they do find it, this is why it's not a bad idea for them to clear these things. They're actually on par, they just need to find the fire rod, and they can't miss it, and DT's about to get it. Finally, he's about to go get it. Alright. I think green team is actually in the lead now. They have more crystals. They're about to find the rod.
Nitty's is in a little bit of trouble here in regards to magic situation. No more magic here. At least he got the ice crystal done with, but this is not a fun boss trying to kill with the hammer.
Yeah, he's got 1 hit left from the eyes. The ice only does a little bit less.
Cold Stare can be a very scary boss out of nowhere.
Oh my god, Cold Stare 2-0.
Nitty's has taken a lot of deaths here.
Both wins were against the red team.
This is definitely going to cost red team quite a bit.
Ice Palace has the fire rod and the silvers, so everything that red team has that green team does not is in this dungeon. DT is about to find all of it. DT is about to seal it for progress on the green team.
I'm surprised Nitty's didn't opt to go to the potion shop to grab some magic after the rough fights against Vitreous and help ensure that you got past Cold Stare, especially knowing that your partner ended up dying to Cold Stare too.
Yeah, potions are good. Players are underestimating the enemy because they have the red tunic.
It's
What's he
strong,
doing? Is he filling it up for free? Yeah, I think he is. I mean, what is this? What does this do? Am I confused about something? This doesn't have any effect, right?
I don't know
No.
what he's doing.
Just getting some good luck.
What is your game plan here?
To confuse me.
Is he trying to grind for magic pots or something? He must be because
Oh, he
can't get
has
into-
to. He has to because there's no way to get past that first room without it.
But like,
Well,
just go
just-
buy a potion.
Just go flute to the shop. It's 50 cents. It's you got $1 million.
Like, you've wasted so much time now. What are you?
This is the wrong place. He's gonna go get his
There you
bow.
go.
Oh no! Everywhere he goes, he has no luck. Leopard luck my ass. All right.
Wait, was he trying to go for the old man? Does he think he heals his magic?
No, he needs to. He got dead rocks blocking the entire road. He had to turn.
No, I know
around.
that, but like, is he going for the old man? Like, does he think he heals? The
He hasn't
magic?
he hasn't made it to Hera yet, so he's got to get the bow still.
Yeah,
Oh, that's it.
gonna get the bow and maybe do Meyer finally. Emma checking the big bomb. Could be a sword in there. It's not going to be worthless if that's the case, but still not worth any of the other players going after it. I wouldn't think.
I wonder if DT did that a little too early. Yeah, he did. He did
Yep.
do that too early.
Those enemies have to be out.
Mm-hmm. Red sword would be nice because that's a little less work on Ganon. Or even better than the red sword. Both swords.
Does Ninjas have dungeons done? I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I don't think they have very many if they do.
Yeah, Ninnies isn't updating his tracker right now.
If they have the hook shot, they had to have
Crystals.
killed blind and got a crystal, right? That's one.
That's correct.
I'm not sure about the other dungeons. They have at least one.
Yeah, all
DT.
those deaths might have cost Red Team.
Yeah, those deaths are really stacking up here for the red team, and this is what's keeping the green team in this race as DT's about to pick up the silver arrows.
Because they fell behind a little bit with the lack of the fire rod, but now it's going to be catching up really quickly.
They're ahead. They're way ahead right now. They got a total of 7 crystals versus 3 or 4. And
I think they're at 5. I think Ninnies has 2 crystals right now.
those deaths on Vitreous and the death to Cold Stare that probably won't happen to DT. He looks like he's ready to go down here. Like, it could happen. Don't underestimate Cold Stare. But if it doesn't, if Cold Stare finally dies, Green Team is going to be way ahead.
And I know Silver Arrows isn't a major big deal, but compared to trying to do 24 spins on Ganon on the final stage with Master Sword, it makes it a whole lot easier just to do 4 spins and then shoot them with arrows.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Plus, it's on the way, so there's really no reason not to.
I don't mean to insult Silver Arrows. They would certainly have made Vitreous have no kills, and they certainly help on Ganon a ton. It's just these players, I feel like they should be able to win with the Master Sword. They are having a bad day, though, for sure. They're all having some trouble, it seems like.
They're probably thinking at this point, we missed the weekly for this.
Yeah. Fire Rod for
There you
DT, that's gonna set him up. That's go mode. Now it's time to kill Aghanim, get that Ice Rod, and be going forward in these dungeons.
And you saw the pause there from Emma, so there she's going to be heading on over to the Ice Palace 2 in just a moment. Now, don't forget, Ninnies, Emma, and DT still have to do Aghanim.
The biggest thing for Green Team is now they know that they can skip all non-required chests at this point. They don't have to worry about scouting out every single potential item now. Yeah, what DT does against Cold Stare. Look at that wrangling.
Yeah, this is, I don't understand why Dat Lost died here, because the Fire Rod does extremely good work compared to the Master Sword. I don't know why you wouldn't use it with half mana.
Yep.
I agree. And Cold Stare finally goes down. 2-1 now.
Nice. Revenge on the eyeball bosses at last.
So Emma heads to town, gets the bombos, which she didn't think was going to be required, left it behind the well, and now finds out, hey, look, you have to have that bombos. It is required this seed to get the Fire Rod.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit confusing, but I think that green team just didn't think that would be the case. They were trying to avoid that, and it slowed them down. But it's not going to matter because they didn't take any deaths. I don't think Emma died a single time. DT died once and got revenge already.
Emma died once, but it was like in the overworld, not too much time lost. Probably only about a half a minute, if anything.
I want to say that was what, Death Mountain?
Yeah, getting the old guy.
Oh yeah, that's right. Died
Very
to
little
some
time.
nonsense at the start, and that's it. Really minimal loss of time. Every player has had a death or two. Nennies has had 4, and they were nasty ones.
Yeah, any of the deaths to Cold Stare or Vitreous is bad because of how much time it takes up. We gotta look at Dat Loss, who's only down to 2 hearts at this point, getting ready to go into the final section where Vitreous is.
He does have a couple of potions.
He has the silver arrows. When you have the silver arrows, I honestly expect you to just walk in and have a field day at the boss, so you really shouldn't be winning against you. Pretty easy to take him out with those.
Mhm.
Yeah, but the way these guys have been going,
Small eyeball.
the way these guys have been going, unfortunately, though, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, hopefully there won't be any mishaps. Like, he could certainly take him out in one hit of that lightning, I think. I think it does 2 hearts, but I'm not sure on the red tunic. You gotta be careful. But the silvers will definitely help here a lot. If you come in here and light up the boss, you have it done in no time here. What is it, 11 arrows?
Yep. The only thing you gotta be careful is not to get hit by anything at this point, because one hit from anything, including the lightning or the eyeballs, you're dead.
Vitreous trying his luck one time, he's dead. There he goes. 5
There we
and
go.
3. Vitreous is going to have a positive kill-death ratio at the end of this.
Great job. Yeah, right now green is leading.
Yeah, they sure are.
That Lost just got his 5th crystal. Is that number 5?
Yep. They need to do Turtle Rock, and they need to go back in and kill Cold Stare. So Dat Lost it's actually doing well and might finish first, but his partner's so far behind that I would say the green team still has an advantage.
Yeah, and then he still apparently only has 2 crystals, so...
We are going by average time, so if Dat Lost finishes way ahead of the other two, he could win it for red team still. He has already cleared this whole dungeon. Not that it matters anyway. This is one where you can really skip it, but he has nothing to do. He's just going to walk right down there as quick as you can and go straight to the boss and slaughter him this time, hopefully. Hopefully. I don't want to see any more deaths to bosses.
Dat Loss forgetting that he already had claimed the key and killed the gel there.
It seems like the big key is in kind of an annoying place, too.
Yeah, I think the big key is in the where it normally is in the regular game, so that will force them into the silver arrows. We get to see Dat Loss. It's interesting Staffos kill again.
DT is not too far behind that loss, honestly, in terms of crystals.
He's about to pick up his 5th.
It's number 5, yep.
What does he have left aside from Turtle Rock? What's the last one? Where do you get Crystal 1? Was it?
Well, DT I think has to go back into Eastern.
If that's it, then he's gonna finish first, and that's gonna seal it for Green Team probably, because I don't see second and third going to Red Team. Maybe second, but even that is I'm not sure. Dat lost it is ahead that much.
Yeah,
Aghanim has to be killed for the Ice Rod.
Red Team times right now.
Dalos is the only one who's killed Aghanim so far and has the Ice Rod, so after he's done with this, he will be heading up to Turtle Rock.
Yep.
So Dalos should be the first one done. Because don't forget, DT still has to go through the tower, and that's probably about 3-4 minutes right there, and then claim the Ice Rod, then finally head up to Turtle Rock.
That lost it, don't die. Please. Thank you, Blue Potion. Thank God.
There you go.
It's extra frustrating to see players die when they have a ton of money in the flute, and they all have just decided, you know what, I don't need potions, and it's totally backfired on everybody.
Yeah, you get into that thinking process that I don't have time to go get potions. I don't have time to waste fluting to 2 and grabbing them and all that. But how much time would they have saved versus having to go back into dungeons?
In the case where you have teleport and money and no weapons, I think it's the time to probably just make sure you have one just in case.
So Dalos will be the first one up to Turtle Rock.
Emma doing incredible spins. Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, this is where her low percent training comes in handy.
Slaughtering these bosses is incredible to watch. Nice work.
I think she might be trying to save some magic to unlock Turtle Rock or something.
Oh, you get all your magic back when the boss dies. I think they're just spinning because it's slightly faster if you hit them.
Oh, that's true.
Like you can hit 2 at once a lot of the time.
Yeah, if you notice, she hit a couple of those spin attacks for all 3. That's a whole lot faster than just hitting a single one with a fire rod shot.
You can hit 2 or 3 with the fire rod, but it's harder than spins, actually. They have to be kind of stacked up. Well, DT needs to go kill Aghanim, actually has a dungeon left, and then that Losset will be in Ganon's Tower right after Turtle Rock.
Yeah, both Emma and DT are going to be heading to Aghanim's Tower at the same time, because both of them still just need to get the Turtle Rock, and that's it. They'll be both done. So they both will be able to split up what's going to be happening in Ganon's Tower.
Red Team's entire lead is gone because Nenny's died so much. They would be, I think, in about the same place right now, pretty well ahead, if it weren't for those deaths.
Absolutely. The deaths that Nenny's took has set this team back just a little bit.
Yeah.
They still haven't killed Vitreous. After all that, Vitreous is still waiting to be slain on Nenny's run, and that, unfortunately, has put Red Team behind when they should be wrapping up. They both should be in Turtle Rock right now.
I almost would like to say that if it wasn't for that loss, having a few deaths and taking quite some time before getting the bow, he would be in Ganon's Tower right now.
Yeah, they avoided the bow for a while too. They made some tactical choices that didn't pan out, but the deaths, that's what you can avoid. Yeah, you can see the item that Lumberjacks have. There's a way to look at it, thankfully. What a nightmare it would be if there wasn't. Let's just not know if you had to do Aghanim even more. I'm glad that you can peek at that item.
Yes, the way that this team tournament works is that both members of the team are in a Discord session together where they're going to be sharing where they're going, they're going to be communicating where all the items are and whatnot. So that's how it works out. The other team can't hear or see what they're doing, so it's communication between the two members of the team, and that's what makes up this tournament, how you communicate with your partner. Oh, nice booting there by Dat, but oh, he was just one pixel off and has to do it all over again.
All right, and he's going for the Cold Stare rematch.
It seems like Ninnies has had enough of this nonsense.
Yeah, he's bending out his frustrations on Cold Stare, that's for certain. And Cold Stare is down for Ninnies. And magically 5 crystals appear. So for Ninnies, I believe what it is, Misery Mire and Turtle Rock is what Ninnies still has to do here.
And Aghanim, right?
Ooh, right, yes. Still has to do Aghanim too. So definitely will be at a time disadvantage here compared to Emma and DT. Like I said, DT and Emma, I wouldn't be surprised if they hit to Ganon's Tower at the same time.
Pretty well synced up right now.
I think if Green Team plays well, they'll win. But if they make any big mistakes that loss, it's buying enough time for Ninnies to maybe catch up. They need to go through Ganon's Tower extremely well. And Total Rock too. They can't afford to lose right now.
The one difference here with what is going on with the Green Team versus Red Team, Green Team's going to split up in Ganon's Tower. By the time Ninnies gets into Ganon's Tower, Dat Lawson will have found the key and will have communicated it to his partner.
Yeah. You know what? They're in a unique position to be able to split up in Turtle Rock too, just in case that there's nothing on the left side. It would be funny. I would do it. I would split up the whole thing that I could. Ematron's getting something. What is she getting? Oh, he's the Ice Rod. Right.
Yeah, Emma's getting the Ice Rod, but why isn't DT going to get the Ice Rod?
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
Where? Did they just not mark it on their tracker? Did they already pick it up?
Ooh, well, he couldn't have picked it up. He just finished off Aghanim at the same time Emma did.
That's right.
Ooh, he might think he already has it, like he killed Aghanim. There he goes.
And he just realized it.
I'm out of here.
Emma notes that I'm going to get the Ice Rod. DT, oh, that's right, I got to get something first.
Right, you have to actually hold the rod. Yeah, just think about it.
Yeah, this is a fun fight that Dat Lawson's going through here with Trinex on Master Sword. Using the hammer strats pretty good. And Ninnies finally gets the revenge against Vitreous. I'm surprised Dat Lawson isn't using the hammer for this fight. You got blue potion, don't die. And Trinex is down.
Trinex isn't too bad.
Dat Lawson is now
more
officially the first one into Ganon's Tower, so give me your bets on what chest you think's gonna have that big key. Dat Lawson's keyed up to be our first finisher here.
Sanctuary Heart at Trinex. Thank you, game.
It only heals 8 hearts.
Speed here.
I think it was because he grabbed the crystal at the 8 heart mark.
Oh,
why it stopped.
Right. I was gonna say, I thought it was a full heal. I always go for chest 8.
I'm gonna go 7.
Always 1.
Very synced up teamwork on green team. We're going by average time here. So what needs to happen is that Lawson needs to win by so much that Ninny's coming in 4th probably can still win. If he can get him enough time, that's what needs to happen. So 4th place, if Ninny's gets 4th, we will have to look at average time.
It's possible, too, that it could come down to that average time because Ninny's just only has Turtle Rock left to do once he gets done with Agnum.
Yeah. How much time can Dat Lawson buy him by winning quickly? And they have an issue. Green team teamwork in Ganon's Tower will save them a little bit of time. They'll know what's on either side here.
Yeah, that Lawson is going to have to do everything himself in Ganon's right now.
Depending on where this big key is, he could lose a lot of time just because of that. Like, not any fault of his own. Like, if the big key is on Armos or something, or on the back of the left side, that's worse for him than if he goes the right way right away.
Yeah, if it turns out to be the right-hand side and Emma finds it in the compass room immediately, that's a big advantage for the green team.
Yeah. Best case here is that he finds it quickly and so do they.
Oh, Tempered Sword.
Spicy Sword, Hot Blade. Question is, how deep in the tower is it?
Well, we've made it to chest number 8, still no big key.
Minus gets poked off.
This big key
guards.
Oh no, took a trip.
Yeah, I think Ninny's is playing as if he's behind at this point, maybe making a few tactical errors in that regards. Still no big key. I think that if the big key turns out to be in the randomizer room, it's probably going to be the bigger advantage for the red team at this point.
I don't think it would be an advantage, but it would help. It wouldn't be a disadvantage.
Hey,
Oh,
we
finally,
found
a
our first shield. Yeah, and no
Nice
percent in the randomizer.
If it's on the right side, then red team just lost like 4 minutes. It's just no good for them if it's on the right side. So we're really hoping it's on Armos for that loss's sake. Otherwise, that's too bad. Red team just lost a whole bunch of time. Again, they've really done nothing but lose time. I keep saying that. This whole race has been, wow, red team just lost a bunch of time. They had a lead. Where'd it go? It's over and over again.
Like, that Loss has been playing a really solid game, but unfortunately, it is average time here, so both team members are going to have to be playing really well, especially this far into the rankings.
Emma does not have an extra key. I don't know what happened there. DT.
Yeah.
What happened?
She went over to the island, and I guess it was an accidental use according to what the chat is saying. But what may have happened also was she may have been checking it for sword.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a bad idea. It's not going to take too much time up here. They're just going to have to check the last couple chests in the room. Oh no. Having some trouble with this room.
People always go for the
Right side
in this room.
It's because you need it for the next room, so you might as well try and use it. Like, that's why. I certainly don't think it's the best item for here. So, still no big key. We are 4 chests away from completing the entire thing here. 5. This is, what is this, chest 17? You skipping that one.
Ninnies did the same thing. Didn't go grab the ice rod off the lumberjack. Has to go backtrack.
Man.
Oh no.
Red team might lose just because of the big key location. This teamwork that green team has is paying off.
It's
loss
going to be
is-
really close. Because
Yeah.
green they're both coming up on Trinex right now, who is named because he has 3 necks.
Oh, nice.
Tempered. And the butter sorter in Ganon's Tower, and the tile room has the big key.
Chest
Oh,
22. Well, this might
Jeez.
actually be good for red team. It might be a little while before green team checks it. I still think they'll get the big key faster than that loss it did, though, unfortunately.
Like,
they
I
both
think
will.
they'll both check it just by virtue of having the ability to split up.
Yeah.
That'll save them a lot of time.
If Emma or DT, when they walk in, since they're going right, one of them's going right, if one of them checks the tile room immediately, that might be game. That might do it.
That's huge. That could be huge.
Guess we'll see. It depends on how they play it, how much of an edge that's going to get them, but I figure they will get an advantage out of this. There's no way that they'll take as long as that loss it took to find it, and that's not good for him. It would have been really good for him to find the key right away.
Now, one thing, and that depends on which way DT goes. Dan Lawson might be the only one who will have butter sword at the end. There's
Yep.
the big key.
Honestly, Buttersword isn't going to make a huge difference because I think one of them is going to find the tempered at least.
Emma is really close to death here. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Lots
Yeah,
more
here's
ice
some
on the
potions.
floor. The entire right side is ruined.
Play it safe here. This would be really bad to die.
The fire rod can kill this guy. Oh man, Emma dies to Trinex.
Ooh.
That might be the move that helps red team to win if Ninnies hurries this up.
It's going to help him catch back up. I know it's going to do it for them. Oh no!
Emma has to go all the way
She did
through
not
it.
take the checkpoint.
No safeties.
Oh, that is real unfortunate. Yeah, that could be really bad.
This is gonna be really close.
Ganon's Tower now. But
This is not fine. This is not fine.
that's a real bad death to take there this far in the race.
Let's see what DT's doing. He's not doing right side yet. Can't do right side. The tower, unfortunately, is forcing you to go left.
And I think DT's going to go ahead and do the conventional route now that Emma's further behind.
They're not going to split in Ganon's Tower. All of the things I was saying are now false, because they won't be doing that. DT will end up clearing the entire basement before Emma gets down there. So any advantage they had from that horrible 22 chest that loss it just did, worst that he could have done, honestly, as far as figuring out where it was, now irrelevant, because it's probably going to happen again. It's probably going to happen all over again with DT. Probably going to see the same exact thing, or almost the same thing. Like, at
Well, the
best,
way
he's gonna get it before opening the last 4 chests on the right side.
The way Emma is flowing through Turtle Rock, I wouldn't be surprised if she makes it there before DT gets the most knights, and therefore Emma will start searching out that right-hand side.
Well, hopefully, they don't take any more deaths to Trinex, because they're hurt already. They didn't get very much health back from the death, and they don't have powder or any potions. They have nothing.
Time that matters is all 4 of them. The way that this tournament is set up is average time of the 2 runners gets factored in determining who wins this. And Emma's going to go safety now.
Can't say I blame her. That was a really bad death.
Yeah, and with 4 heart, like, you really can't take any hits at all here. Just don't want to underestimate Trinex.
If that happened again, I think that would absolutely help seal it.
They want this last chest just to make sure it's not a sword. Though they know where the red sword is now. Trying to sneak in there. There you go. The compass. Thank you, game.
Found the boss.
Yeah, this seed has been very unfriendly. Took forever to find swords. No powder still as we enter Ganon's Tower. Opened 22 chests and still don't have this powder. Where is this powder?
Might be in one of the pendant dungeons. Did they check all those?
Pretty much. We're missing 1 pendant for most people here. I'm not sure which one that is. It would be Skull Woods, I think, but we did all that too. I don't know where.
Yeah, no, someone killed Montula. They had to have checked Skull Woods.
Powder's probably up here on the 6th floor. Knowing the way this seed has treated these guys, I wouldn't be surprised if this seed gave him the powder in this chest with Boldorm.
Emma down to 1 hit again, has to flawless the rest of the fight, and there's ice on the floor again.
Nope, fireball shield.
Really rough. Watch that neck.
Yep. You want to use the hammer because it does more damage, but the sword is definitely the safer thing. In this case, for me, I like to just use the Master Sword. It takes a lot more hits, though. I don't understand why they don't want to do that. Uh-oh. Oh my god. Jeez.
And this isn't done yet.
Still got a little fight on their hands.
This is going to be one of the closest races.
The ice is on the floor, and it's going to make this a little scarier than it should be. Trinex's second phase should not be the hard part usually, but this is nasty.
I think Emma will be fine.
It's clear.
There we go, yep.
Oh, man.
Man, nice work. Nice work. Went in there with nothing and came out just barely.
Ninny's stepped out of Turtle Rock for a second to get some fairies, it looks like.
That lost it, killing Ganon, while the other two are just now getting the key and stuff in Ganon's tower. DT ending up going through all 22 chests like I thought would end up happening. It happened. They're probably worried now. Back to the start.
And Emma knows that it's now in chest number 22.
They have to go left and get a key and turn around and go right and get that. And I wonder if they'll want the red sword while they're getting it. You know, just one room over. I would get it.
Yeah, just to have the ability to do that, but they know where the Butterblade is too.
There's pretty much no way that that wouldn't save you a little bit of time. It's right there. You know exactly where it is. Just go over one room to the left, grab your red sword. I would absolutely do that. I think that's the play. Go left, get your key. Go left one more, get your red sword. Go back to the start, get the right. Get the big key in the tower room. That should be what Ematron does. We'll see what DT's doing after this. He's opened up all 22 chests. He's got the gold sword, too. They have everything except powder.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Emma goes and grabs the tempered sword to kind of get things a little quick. You got to think at hour 42, this is a tight finish. Nobody has finished yet, and you can't take the risk of a longer fight to save yourself a few seconds by not going into the
DT should take a
room.
death on purpose. Looks like he's going for that. Dat Losset almost died to Ganon, but used the blue potion to save it. He is the first clear. Dat Losset is done.
And he's probably besides himself wondering how he finished first in the seed, but congratulations to Dat Losset.
143-21.
Cape at some point. Where did that cape come from?
Probably the last 4 of Turtle Rock.
I'm sorry. Oh, I thought it was just going to end there. That would have been better.
Nice work from Dat Losset. Certainly a good run. See if Nennies can catch up. He's not that far behind. This looks kind of grim for Green Team. Thought they had it for a while there. I thought Red Team had it for a while too. It's really going to come down to how well everyone does Ganon's Tower here now.
The name of this seed, Deaths. Key deaths at key times. Emma's death to Trinex really hurt.
Dat Losset died to Cold Stare, and Ninny's died to Vitreous many times, and they still might win this thing. In fact, they look good for it right now.
Yeah, it's all going to come down to execution here.
And all 3 of these remaining runners have execution. All 3 of these runners are very, very good at this game. DT and Ninnies in the spring tournament were in the top 16. Actually, I take that back. They were in the top 32.
Without the room for healing, because no powder, tower is a little scary, especially if your Emetron right now does not have any heals. Almost dead, actually. In fact, they are dead. There's no way out of here for them.
Oh no.
Not a good start. Not a good way to begin.
I think this actually would have been a good death to take at this point, since you were down to 1 heart.
Yeah.
Get yourself refreshed and do this all over again.
It is really close to the entrance, at least.
I don't think they should be tanking
Huge
damage.
wager. Yeah, there's no powder here.
Especially when you have the cape.
Yeah, nobody's
only
taking
3
advantage
fairies
of their
we
magic
get.
really in this race. They can get a full heal from the fairies, and I certainly would if I were them. But it's up to the player if they think they can make it with 3 hearts. I don't know if I could. The gauntlet's scary. The BMOs hit for 1 heart. They don't care about your armor. Neither do spikes. There are 2 hearts now. There's 2 fairies right on the way. I think it's an obvious pickup. Looks like they're going for it. They got their bombs out. Yep.
Yeah, I would be doing the same thing. For sure.
I am going by average time, so what we're going to do is add up the players' times when they're done and see who won this thing. I can't tell you until I see more times how much time they have, but every second that goes by is bonus time for Ninnies to finish. They can win while getting 4th.
DT ended up falling down to Moldorm.
If Ninnies makes it to Ganon without any issues, they probably have it. That's probably enough of a lead. DT wrapping up. He's gonna cut off that bonus time that that Losset has given his partner. I have seen a despawn in one of my races that we hosted just once. It happens when something weird goes on with the torches and the steps, and the boss despawns, as well as every enemy. Meaning you have to restart, and unfortunately, the location you would expect that to happen in is pretty much the end of it, so you have to do the whole tower twice.
Then he's just stopping off some fairies as well. Good move.
And that means you also have to do the boss fights again.
Yes. They respawn as soon as you leave the room. If you go right instead of up on Landmolus, they'll be back. DT on his way to Ganon, and I don't expect any trouble when you have the golden sword and silver arrows. They don't have any healing though, so they can't tank any hits, but even so.
Could be a pretty free fight, I think.
Emma's already on the 6th floor, but Ninnies is on the 4th floor. That difference in the time between Emma and Ninnies is really important right now.
That Losset does have quite a bit of time advantage right now, though. That's like 5 straight minutes now. That might
Yeah,
be
we're
too much
now
to overcome.
Yeah, we're 5.5 minutes since that Lhasa has finished.
Oh. Watch out for Moldor. Watch out for Moldor. There you go.
Emma said, "Nah, I'm not worried about you. Just step into my trap."
That's seconds I could be saving right now. No thanks.
No torch glitch here for DT, no problem. That's 2 hits.
You might not want it with silver arrows, honestly, because you can get that double, yeah. I think it's easier personally to get it when I just shoot him once and then I can get the triple sometimes with him in the center. That's what I like to try for if I have silver arrows, which isn't always the case. DT is finished at 1:50:15, which is that's not very much time saved, unfortunately.
That is 6 minutes and change. About what, 53 seconds. So that's not a lot of time. Actually, 54 seconds. 6:54. The difference between that Lawson and DT. Emma heading on to Ganon.
Red team, I can't believe that they managed to get in the position they're in after taking 5 boss deaths total. But here they are.
Oh, Nitties gets
Such
knocked
was
down on
literally-
Moldorm. Yeah, we're gonna have to look at the times here if this happens a little more.
We're still waiting for Ninnies to make some errors in case that happens. They might still lose, but that's really the only deciding thing. I mean, that's a lot of time. That's a whole lot of time.
It is a lot.
A death right now by Emma would be very, very costly.
That would pretty much guarantee, if not already
yeah, that
guaranteed.
would absolutely. I think Red is probably going to win, even with all the time discrepancies and deaths that happened, but...
If Ninnies gets third, there's no way that they lost. Won't even have to add them up.
Yeah, and then he's just moving on to Ganon now, so it's probably not going to happen, I think.
Emma will get third, looks like. But that also did just well enough. He really cleaned up. His only mistake was the cold stare death. And that was not as costly as you would think it was.
Well, he had 2 mistakes in there. Not turning in the green pendant early enough and the cold stare death. But he made up for it. His late game was strong.
152.42 for Emma. Green team is finished.
Yeah, Nitties is going to have to seriously mess up here in order for Red Team to lose.
At 6 minutes and 54 seconds, we would be talking about a situation here where it would have to be beyond 159 before we would have to talk about averages. Nitty's here on the finals, the next to last stage of Ganon. The only real way at this point in time that Green Team can get back into a good position in this is if Nitty's either takes a fall or a death.
I'm going to see if anyone wants to hop in the call out of the Racers group here as we wrap this up.
Yeah, they're all done just about, so bring them all in. But yeah, this should be it at this point.
Ninnies has finished. That is it. And that is Red Team's win.
That doesn't mean the Green Team is done. They will be moving it down to the bottom bracket.
That's true.
They will have to wait a while to find out who their next matchup is. So they've got a couple of matches ahead of them that need to be determined.
Nice playing. Nice Ganon fights.
Talking to 148 versus 151. Pretty good effort from all four players. A couple of mistakes here and there, but in the end, that loss at the end game kind of came through for his team, and that's why they're moving on to the next round.
Mm-hmm. Pretty close, just a couple minutes apart. Maybe even less than a minute, actually.
I personally think Emma's death to Trinex probably was what sealed the deal here for the red team.
There was a Trinex death right at the end. That probably made a little bit of a difference. 3 minutes in the end was the difference, and that's a big chunk of that. I don't know if that alone would have done it.
Like, I wonder, even if she had taken the checkpoint, I wonder if that would have saved it, maybe.
Not sure. It doesn't seem like any of the players want to hop in.
I can understand not wanting to play Zelda again for a bit after that scene.
Yeah, that's the kind of seed you want to just wash your hands of the affair and worry about it at a later time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that seed broke everybody's spirits. Nobody wants to hop in the call. Alright. Well, good game, everybody.
Well played.
I do have another match today at 7, so in an hour we will be hosting another one. I do need to run through Vanilla: Link to the Past and do states, but I'm probably going to take an hour break in the meantime. So if you all want to be back here in an hour, we have another race. Let me see which one it is exactly, I can tell you that. It'll be 32 from the lower bracket. That is the last round 2 standard. Finally, the last standard race. It'll be that one. Crash 2 and DevDo versus Clifford CS. And historian Frank Clifford we've had on commentary in here many times. He's been around for a lot of these races. His second match begins. That's who it will be. If you're looking for other matches, I have a couple more scheduled, it looks like, next week. Pretty busy week. Monday, we have 59 and 57 on the brackets, and Tuesday we have 48 from the lower bracket, Wednesday 47 from the lower bracket, and Saturday 60. That's like half of the games that are left to schedule right now. So we have a little bit of a busy week. Dad Lawson, welcome aboard.
Hey,
Nice run.
yeah, I made a few mistakes myself, though. Dying at cold stare was really unfortunate. I was dumb not to use the fire rod.
Still a really solid run in general.
Yeah, my one question is what took you so long to turn in that green pendant?
Yep, I keep forgetting about to do it. That was entirely on me. I could have been going about 10 minutes earlier. It's all on me. I should have turned in the instant I was, like, done with Thieves Town.
Now, you've been keeping an eye on Link to the Past randomizer. You know who Emma and DT are. How surprised were you when you found out that you finished first amongst all 4 runners?
Yeah, I was a bit surprised. I was expecting for DT and Emma to not be too far behind by the time I entered Ganon's Tower, but that big key was brutal. That's the second time now I had it in the tire room chest. It's been months.
Same happened to them. They opened up all 22.
Yeah, I ended up having to open everything. Pretty brutal seat though, being stuck with Master Sword, with both the others locked in Ganon's Tower. Had to do Tronus with just the hammer.
Yeah, that was a tough fight, and unfortunately Emma suffered a death to him.
Oh, that sucks to her.
Nenny's had a lot of trouble with Vitreous. That really slowed your team down too.
Yep, he told me that he died on Corsair as well, I heard. That's really unfortunate. Corsair's Vitreous is not a fun fight with his Master Sword. He takes so many hits.
Nenny's wasn't the only one who went in there without items that you could have gone and gotten, like, they could have gone and gotten the bow. Eventually did.
Yeah.
Could have gone and
And
gotten
I
some
ended up
potions.
finding. Yeah, I ended up finding silver arrows and ice plus, but since I ended up dying to cold state, I just left because I didn't want to go back because it was gonna be a quick done if I just came back anyway anytime. So I just had to kill him. So I was just done with ice plus, just left.
Yeah.
Well, good race. You'll be moving on to quarterfinals. I don't know against who yet. It'll be either the team wildcard or Flip and player 2's team.
Alrighty. Although, one positive, sick cane strats on blind.
Yep.
People were using the cane as their primary weapon for a while because he had nothing for so long.
Yeah, I didn't get fires for like a good 20 minutes until nearly spawning out on the desert ledge.
Well, I'm going to be back in 1 hour, folks, with another race, and then I'll probably run through Vanilla Link to the Past myself, unless we might be doing the Bean Valley Mario Brothers race, which is a really stupid ROM hack that you should enjoy us playing.
Stupid ROM hack. I don't believe you.
We'll see how it goes. I'll be back in an hour, though, with a race for sure, so see you then, folks.
Thanks for having us.
Yep.
See you later, everyone.
If you're interested in following any of the racers, their Twitch names are the ones on screen right now. I went with their Twitch names instead of the names they signed up with for that reason, just to make it easier to find them. There they are. See you later, folks.